talking about the Titans here. The Titans.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone. It is gone. It is bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with Eric, Brendan, Dalt, and Ballpark Tommy. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
Man, what a sketchy win tonight. They honestly got by the grit of their teeth. It was a little sketchy towards the end there. And the Braves had all the things going their way. Everything was in their ballpark, and they couldn't get it done, and the Phillies take the lead. So what's up, everybody? Eric, also known as Shard, here with the 302 Birds Phillies post-game show. And I don't know, man. I kind of was like on the edge of my seat this entire game, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about because we won, but I'm a little bit pissed at a couple of things, a couple of players to be specific. And I can't even rant about Walker Star Wars. I can't do it because he was actually good today. I really was hoping to get on here. There was a part of me in the back of my mind that was like, man, if we lose this game and Walker blows it, I just know I can get on the show and just rant about Walker. But I can't even do that because he actually looked somewhat decent tonight.
Give credit where it's due, right? I mean, he got out of that bases loaded jam earlier in the game, and he's looked really solid. So now 2 games in a row with Walker looking really good. I know Brandon Marsh Updates was sharing the picture, the meme of scheduled win with the 99 jersey. And I'm like, okay, BMU, I don't know if I would go that far yet, but I wanted to pop on here, guys, to just say, said it a few weeks ago, Trea Turner would have a big year. And I think that this is the start of it. This guy, it's either going to be really good or really bad. And I know it's early in the season. I understand your frustration with some of the guys, Shardy, but I'm proud of this Phillies team tonight. I'm proud of Trea Turner tonight. They figured out a way to get through adversity, and that's what good baseball teams do. You know, they battled tonight, and Bryce Harper had that 2-run home run as well. So they battled, they did what they needed to, and I'm really proud of the way that they responded, the way that Trea Turner responded, and as a whole, I think they're in for a good run here. I mean, I know it's still early in the year, but I think that this is a good start to the season. I know the other day with that drop in the outfield, everybody was really upset. And somebody actually even said on 302 Birds, the main show earlier, that they felt that threw off the momentum. Tonight's win definitely got it back.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. And Joey, good to see you. I agree with you. I think last night was just like really a bunch of bonehead moves just defensively. I mean, I said it last night with Chris on the show, but I just can't comprehend what happened there last night. And granted, last night's game is last night's game, but like that just irritated me. And I'm really glad to see that they didn't make any of those mistakes tonight. But I mean, there's still some things I want to talk about that kind of irritated me. But first thing I want to take a look at and first thing I want to talk about is the pitching tonight. Oh man, I really was hoping that like I could get on here and be like, Taijuan Walker is back to his old ways. Taijuan Walker is he turned into his old self. And I can't do that. I can't do it because he actually was good tonight. And I got to give props where props are due. My only concern, I guess, with Walker is and he's the 5th starter. So like, I would like to see him go longer. I think that's my only little thing I want to nitpick is I would like to see him go longer. I mean, he went 4.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, no runs, no earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. ERA is a 0.00. And I saw a stat earlier. I'm going to pull it up now. Let me find this because I want to pull it up here. I can't find it, but there was a stat. I think it said something like out of all the pitchers that have pitched so far 10 or more innings this season, Walker's the only one or one of the only ones that has a 0 ERA right now. So I don't know, man. Like if he can get back to his old self and keep this up, it's going to be huge down the stretch, especially going into the later season. And for him to go out there and pitch the way that he did, especially against the Braves, who are not only division rivals, but a really great team offensively, just shows that maybe we need to light up on him a bit. And maybe we need to give him the benefit of the doubt. Granted, I mean, the Braves didn't have Ronald Acuna, who's their best hitter, but you still had Marcell Ozuna. You still had Ozzie Albies. You had Austin Riley. So, I mean, you have a really great lineup that's able to do what they need to do. After Walker, it was Jose Ruiz. And then for 1.1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 7.36 ERA. I thought Ruiz was okay. I just think it's another one of those instances where he was left in too long. After that, Ross came in. He looked shaky too. 1.2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run. He let up a home run to tie the game. 3.18 innings pitched. And then Alvarado gets the win. He's 2-0 on the season. 1.1 inning pitched, 2 hits, no runs, no earned runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts with a 1.42 ERA. I do think, again, my biggest concern, and I saw this all over Twitter, is the bullpen. And I mean, would you guys agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, like, Friday, I guess I'll give it to you. What concerns you the most with this bullpen? Is it like load management? Is it pitch count? What do you think is the concerns here, and what do you think they need to fix with this bullpen?
I think in my mind, my biggest concern is still Jordan Romano. I think it is fixable. It's gonna be fixable later on down the road. We're gonna get a bullpen arm, and it's hopefully we get one at the deadline, and it's replaceable to not have Romano here anymore if Romano struggles continue. But getting to tonight, like you mentioned, Shard, Jose Ruiz, I mean, he is he's a so-so pitcher. We've got to have to see what's going to happen with him down the road the rest of the season. There's a lot of questionable, I would say, milks and crannies with this bullpen that we have to figure out as time goes on. But it's crazy to think that with our bullpen being this kind of that we're 8-3 right now.
Right. And I mean, again, the bullpen concerns me. Granted, I know you said Jordan Romano, but I mean, he didn't pitch tonight, so not really concerned there. I need these guys that are 7-8 relievers to just do their jobs. And I mean, granted, it's the Phillies. Right? Like, we're going to have 3 heart attacks and a stroke before we win the game. But I think, come trade deadline, I do think you need to take a look at the bullpen. And I do think maybe you need to get some relievers and some closers. You got rid of Jeff Hoffman. And granted, I mean, I know that there were some physical things with him. He couldn't pass a physical. And I believe that's why they passed him up. But I do think you're missing that major arm. You're missing, that guy who's going to come in and who's going to be shut down. And the big three right now, we keep saying it on the show, is Alvarado, Kerkering, and Strom. I think last year when you had Hoffman, it really gave a boost to that. And I just think that they're missing that key piece. They're missing that key bullpen arm. But Joey, what do you think, man? I mean, do you think the bullpen's in good shape? Do you think they need to improve anything? Are you worried? Are you not worried?
Honestly, so tonight I really thought. I mean, I kind of started watching right as Taijuan was getting out and Ruiz was starting in, and I don't know whether it was the fifth or the sixth, but there was a chance I think that if Alec Bohm doesn't bobble that ball, it should have been a double play, and I think Ruiz would have got through that inning a lot easier instead of giving up a walk on the very next runner, and then I believe they scored a run that inning. I think that messed his flow up a little bit. So I feel like that's just something he kind of got screwed by his defense there on that. But I feel like Ruiz to me was solid. Obviously, the walks, you gotta coming out of the bullpen. I've seen it all year with everybody. Any team really is anybody coming out of the bullpen. They're throwing a lot more balls than they should be. Even I know I said it in the Phillies chat tonight. Alvarado threw 15 more pitches than he should have.
Right.
He doesn't have to throw that many pitches. And when you're throwing 100 miles an hour, 30 pitches at 100 miles an hour, you're gonna kill your arm doing that, dude. And you gotta last through a 162 game season plus the playoffs. Yeah, we can't be working our relievers like this so much, and it's so early in the season.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think that's one of my concerns. Really, is just the amount of times. I feel like Alvarado's just been used a lot in the past week, and I do think that they need to find a way to get him a break. Kind of like what you said. I mean, he's throwing 100 miles per hour, and he's throwing a crap ton of pitches. So he really just needs to find a way to simmer that down to. I mean, I'm not going to say lower your velocity because that's one of the best things about him is his velocity so high. But maybe finding a way to lower your velocity, but also being able to get those ground outs might help him in the long run. But we'll see what happens. But getting into the next topic, we did the pitching report. So next up is the batting report. Looking at the breakdown, I mean, overall, I feel like it was kind of just it was another one of those games where they couldn't get to the starter. They couldn't get to Clay Holmes. I mean, Clay Holmes went 4 innings pitched. He let up 3 hits, but no earned runs. So it was another one of those instances where they just could not score runs against the starting pitcher. And the Phillies had a bunch, and they were talking about it on the broadcast, a bunch of foul balls today. And that's kind of why Clay Holmes went so early and only went 4 innings was because they kept fouling off balls and his pitch count was so high. So if they could have figured out how to straighten up those foul balls and get those into play, it would have been a little bit easier for them to score runs early. But looking at the batting breakdown, Schwarber, 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Just didn't really look that great tonight. Overall, I mean, you struck out 3 times and just I felt like he was swinging at dirt, at air. Turner, he had a good night, 2 for 4, accounted for 2 runs, had 1 RBI. He had that RBI home run in the 9th to win us the game. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Harper, he had that 2-run blast for us to take the lead. 1 hit on 3 at-bats, counted for 1 run, 2 RBI, 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Alec Bohm, we're going to get into that in a second because that's a whole different topic on itself, but he cannot. And if anybody's watching this, I'm sure you agree. I know Chaos Chris, who was on the show last night, him and I were texting, but my God, can Alec Bohm not be in the cleanup spot anymore? he went 0 for 5 tonight, 4 strikeouts, no hits, no walks. It's just super impatient. Again, just ripping his helmet off, shaking his head, looking like a little whiny baby. Like I can't do it anymore. I can't. Like you should have cut your losses in the offseason. This is why there was so much talk around trading you, because you act like this. You act like a prestigious wannabe loser. And I just can't do it anymore. I can't. I think last night's lineup, honestly, was probably better than tonight's. I think that Kyle Schwarber should be that fourth man, that cleanoff man. I mean, you look at last night, Kyle Schwarber almost had a damn cycle. Like, he's got to be that cleanup guy. And then you put Nick Castellanos in the fifth spot, and Nick Castellanos is feeding off of Kyle Schwarber. Nick Castellanos had a 3-hit night last night. So I just think that at this point, you need to have Trey lead off. You need to have Harper in the 2 spot or the 3 spot. And then, like, Bohm just needs to be moved down. I don't know, who you put in the 3rd spot, really. Probably Nick Castellanos, maybe, if you really want to, or you put in Stott. But Bohm can't be that 4th guy anymore. Kepler actually looked pretty decent tonight. I was pretty impressed. 2 for 4. He accounted for 1 run. No RBIs, no walks, but 1 strikeout. Castellanos, no walks, no strikeouts, 1 for 4. Real Muto, 1 strikeout, 1 walk, 1 for 3. Stott, 2 for 4, 1 RBI, no walks, 1 strikeout. And then again, Brandon Marsh had all the opportunities in the world to score. And again, I put this on Twitter, but Marsh just does not look like he's barking anymore. We got to take him behind the shed and just give him the old Yeller treatment, because I just God, man, like he just does not look great. And he just looks like he's about to be old Yeller, where we're taking him behind the shed and putting him down because he just does not look great. He looks horrible. 0 for 4. There's a big fly flying across my screen right now. Big house fly. 0 for 4, 1 strikeout. Just looked terrible. But we'll get into Marsh and Bohm here in a second. What did you guys think of the whole batting and the offense tonight? Fratty, Joey, who wants to take it first? Go ahead, Fratty.
Batting, I'd say batting was pretty decent tonight, except for like you mentioned about Alec Bohm and Brandon Marsh. I don't know what's up with those 2 guys lately. Hopefully those 2 guys get it together soon. They may not get it together until I turn 25 years old. So at this point, they're just in an early season slump. Maybe they'll get it going in the next week or 2 before the end of the month. Who knows? Harper, he's very streaky so far this season. And that homer was big. Trea Turner, I mean, it's no surprise Turner isn't the biggest home run hitter, but it took him about maybe almost close to 10 games, I think, because he missed a few, like 1 or 2. 10 something games he played, close to 10 games to get his first home run of the season. So really, I believe it's the only time will tell. I mean, I feel like we have, besides that 1 game against Washington, we haven't really had like another game where the whole offense just gelled so far in 1 game. So
Right. Right. And I mean, like, I really want a game, like you kind of just said, where the entire offense just gels and they look like they're playing the small ball. Like, I want a game where they just play small ball and they score with the small ball. But Joey, what did you think of the offense tonight? And I mean, like, do you think that this starting pitcher not scoring runs thing is going to persist?
Yeah, that's something they got to figure out, and they got to figure it out fast, because the longer you go into the season, I mean, the better the better these relievers they're gonna get more comfortable. They're gonna get like they're going to be in their rhythms, and it's not going to be as easy as the beginning of the season is when they come in and they're still getting their legs ready and warm, and they're still getting their arms up and ramped up and everything. When we get to the playoffs, you got to be able to hit the starters. You got to be able to knock them out. And I mean, we've seen with the Braves when in the NLDS we were able to do that. The 2 years that we beat them in the NLDS, but last year against the Mets, we completely folded against their starting pitching, and it's pretty much carrying over into this season. And yeah, it's early, but it's just one of those things that if you let it continue, it's just gonna bite you in the butt later on down the road. And as far as tonight, I do like what I'm seeing is when not everybody like Schwarber, he's off tonight. You got Bryce Harper and Trea Turner, they're coming around to pick him up. But the other night when, Harper, Turner, they're not playing well, you got, Schwarber and Castellanos, they're picking up the slack. And it seems like as for now, that's sustainable, but eventually, yeah, the whole team you're gonna have to click. And somebody like honestly, I'm gonna say it. Somebody like Sosa should not be out the lineup right now at all. Somebody that as hot as he is right now, he should not be taken out the lineup for anybody. And right now, that's something that I think is also hindering this lineup. And he could also be a good factor in maybe getting after some starting pitching too.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think Sosa definitely needs to play, especially if you want him to play in left field. Now, I don't know if the first game of a series is really the greatest time for you to test a new position. I feel like they maybe should have waited until they played a team that's, in my opinion, lower level tiered. Because, I mean, the Braves are a great team. I think you probably should have waited until you played maybe the Cardinals or who do they play after the Cardinals, Fratty?
Oh yeah, the Giants, San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean, the Giants are still a good team too, but like just picking a better game for him to play left field, but he's still got to get reps. I would probably, I would give Edmundo Sosa the reps, and we all know by now with the Phillies that their Sunday lineups are those lineups where you're playing your bench guys, you're playing your guys that don't get much playing time. So maybe, Sundays are those days where you put Sosa in left field. You're playing Sosa more. You're giving him more reps. But getting into the next topic, next thing I want to talk about is just the clowns of the game for me personally. I'll pass it off to you guys in a second and you guys can add on. But this daycare, I get that we have some fanboys that we're friends with. Brandon Marsh updates, Phillies daycare. I'm going to say this as a disclaimer, right? Don't get me wrong. I love these guys as people. They're great people. But as players right now, they stink, dude. They are terrible. Alec Bohm, to me, again, like I said earlier, is just a prestigious loser. You're sitting here, you are 0-5, your 4 strikeouts, your average is a 0.178. You have one of the lowest averages on the team right now besides Marsh. Marsh has the lowest. I can't comprehend why Rob Thompson thinks he's the cleanoff guy when he's just really not. I can't comprehend why we kept him. I can't comprehend why he's not sitting for Sosa, like Joey, you just said. I think you do play Sosa over Bohm right now. And you guys can hate me if you want. But again, you're over 5 with 4 strikeouts. That's absolutely terrible. And then on the other hand, I mean, you have Marsh. Marsh is down to a .143 with a .523 OPS after that ground out. He's 0 for 4. He just looks terrible. And he's now 47 for 221, a .213 batting average. 81 strikeouts, 24 walks since the 2024 All-Star break, and that includes playoffs. He's not that guy. He's not great. I don't think he's great. And I'm going to say this before I pass it off to you. If Nick Sirianni could shave his head and take us to the Super Bowl, then Brandon Marsh needs to shave his beard and see what the hell happens. So I'm going to leave it at that. But who do you guys have as your clown of the games? And they might be the same, but I'm curious to hear your takes. Friday, you want to go first? Or Joey, you want to go first?
Yeah. So my clown of the game is none other than Mr. Alec Bohm. Because, oh boy, I've been waiting for this. So I've seen more like I don't know what it is. I just got called a nut this morning because I said Alec Bohm needs to be off my team. Said he needs to get away from the Phillies. And somebody said, "Man, you're a nutcase. I don't believe that. You should be ashamed of yourself." No. 0 for 5, 4 strikeouts. Like what are we doing? And then you're bobbling balls out in the field. Like,
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Like,
yeah, you're right,
dude. Like, I could play better third base than Alec Bohm.
And he got past Bohm and Trea.
Yeah, that one
too.
That
run.
There was that one. He bobbled the one that could have been in the 6th that could have been a double play. They let one go by him. I feel like they probably let 2 go by him. I think there was the one that tipped off his glove, and I think another one. I'm not sure, but yeah, Alec Bohm, and then it's always a temper tantrum. Like it's always throwing the bat down, throwing the helmet down. Like, dude, grow up. He's what, 29 years old. So, like, if I was to do that, if you were to do that, if we were at work and did that, like, if something didn't go our way, it's, yo, buddy, you're fired. Get on the road somewhere. But this guy making millions of dollars can throw his helmet down and just gets to come in and play third base again tomorrow. Like, yeah, get Edmundo Sosa up there and send Alec Bohm to Lehigh Valley, or I don't know, send him to the Blue Rocks or something.
Well, I mean, I think the Blue Rocks are like a Nationals lower level.
They can have him then, fine. Take
it. But I will say this, and Star Wars makes a great point. I don't think either pitcher really, either Walker or Holmes, was getting respect from the umpire. Both sides of the ball tonight for both pitchers, this umpire looked terrible. I mean, there was one pitch where it was straight in the zone and it was called a ball, I think for Schwarber, towards the end of the game there. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, what the hell? Like, the ABS system honestly just cannot come any sooner. But Fratty, who's your clown, man?
Clown of the game, I'll have to go with Alec Bohm as well. One thing I'll say is, dating back to a couple years ago, untold stories of Alec Bohm, he goes from saying that he hates his place in curse word text with using the F-bomb to playing well and playing better and learning from his mistake, then to not playing well, then to playing well again, and then to messing with Aaron Dolan and to not and then choking in the playoffs just to not play well again the next season. He is the man. I cannot figure out this. He's the man of up and downs. He's the king of up and downs. And if he goes on a downward spiral this whole season and doesn't redeem himself, he'll be working at Wendy's sooner rather than later, and be off the Phillies. So
he'll be that. Who was it for? Was it the Yankees that they have a Uber driver playing for them? He played at like Home Depot and he was like an Uber driver, right?
It was the Yankees. It might have been the Yankees.
It was one of the teams. I can't remember who it was, but I know one of the teams had like a guy, and he wasn't getting called up until this year, and he was like an Uber driver and a Home Depot worker. So we'll see. I mean, I'll say this. I don't hate either player. I'm just more so disappointed at their performance, and I'm disappointed more so, I guess, at Rob for still continuing to play them and not putting his foot down and not, saying, hey, like, you need to spend a night. I mean, Trea Turner, right? Like, before that standing ovation, Trea Turner spent nights in the batting cage to fix stuff. So if that's what Bohm and what Marsh need to do in order to fix whatever's going on, and granted, it's not just them. I mean, we could say the same thing about Kyle Schwarber tonight. We could say the same thing about JT Realmuto. But really, it comes more so down to Bohm and Marsh have had a lot of opportunities, I feel like more than other players, and they're just not producing. So that's really what it is for me. But my star of the game, on the other hand, has to be Trea Turner. I mean, granted, it could be Bryce Harper too, with that 2-run home run to take the lead. But I will say, I do think Bryce Harper, I mean, I feel like it was expected. Trea Turner, I feel like was very unexpected in the end there. Just go ahead home run. He was way, way overdue. This is his first home run of the season. Just hit it off of Iglesias and took the lead. And I think if it wasn't for that home run, we probably either would have gone into extras or would have lost that game on a walk-off. So that's my star of the game. I'm wearing the the Trea Turner jersey now. I got the big old 7 on my back. So this jersey's got to be lucky for something, I guess. But yeah, I mean, that's my star. Did you guys have any stars you wanted to discuss?
Bryce Harper. I'll go Bryce Harper just because the way he came through. I mean, I'm not gonna. Sorry, tongue twister. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Trea Turner did have that go ahead home run, but Bryce Harper, I think it was a 2-run homer. I think tonight.
Yeah, it was a 2-run bomb.
But I think he really added because that 2-run bomb was huge just because the Braves tied the game back up. Had it not been any guys on base, it probably would have went to extras. So that 2-run homer was really huge. And of course, if Trea didn't hit that home run, it would have went to extras. So either way you slice the pie, if one thing didn't happen, then we would have went to extras. So that's the Phillies really edged out a huge win tonight via Bryce and Turner. So that's pretty much my take on that. I mean, that was the difference.
Yeah, I agree with you. Joey, do you want to share your star?
Yeah, honestly, I agree with you, Shard. I just think it's pretty much Trea Turner. He was on base for Harper's home run, so he accounted for half the runs today. And yeah, without his home run at the end, it probably wouldn't have ended our way. It was looking pretty bleak, but yeah, Trea Turner definitely stepped up in a huge way and saved the game for us.
Yeah, I agree with you there. But to go ahead and close out the show, last topic of the night, we're just going to go ahead and do our looking ahead. Tonight on the mound, or tomorrow night rather, on the mound. Tomorrow will be Jesus Luzardo against Spencer Swellenbach. Jesus, left-handed pitcher, 2-0 on the season, 1.5 ERA with 19 strikeouts. I believe as of right now, he still leads the MLB in strikeouts, but I could be wrong just because that stat is from a couple days ago when he led. For the Braves, it's Spencer Swellenbach, right-handed pitcher, 1-0 on the season, 0 ERA with 14 strikeouts. So this should be a really great pitching matchup tomorrow to close out the series. And I'm really curious to see what Jesus can do. I mean, he's pitched against the Braves before when he was with the Marlins. So again, we'll see. That closes out the Braves series. After that, we have the Cardinals series starting on Friday. Friday's game is a very late game. It starts at 8:15 at Busch Stadium. Aaron Nola against Andre Palante. Aaron Nola is a right-handed pitcher, 0-2 on the season, 6.35 ERA with 10 strikeouts. Aaron Nola is going for his first win of the season. And then Andre Palante, I think I'm saying that right. Andre Palante. I can't speak. It's late, so my apologies. I'm exhausted. But right-handed pitcher, 1-0 on the season, 3.86 ERA with 9 strikeouts. On Saturday at 2:15, It's Christopher Sanchez against Miles Mikolas. Christopher is left-handed pitcher, 0-0 on the season, 4.09 ERA with 16 strikeouts. And then Miles, right-handed pitcher, 0-1 on the season, 11.25 ERA with 4 strikeouts. And then finally, to close it out, this upcoming Sunday, 2:15 start again. Zach Wheeler against Matthew Liberatore. Zach is a right-handed pitcher, 1-0 on the season, 3.44 ERA, 25 strikeouts. And then Matthew Liberatore is left-handed pitcher, 0-1, 5.84 ERA with 11 strikeouts. So some really good pitching matchups here in the next couple of days. Should be a really great end to the series tomorrow and then start to the Cardinals series at Busch Stadium. And then I believe after that they come back home and they play the Giants. So let me just double check. So they'll come back home on Monday the 14th. Monday the 14th is Hatfield, Phillies, Franks, BOGO night. So if you want some buy one, get one hot dogs, make sure you go out to the ballpark. Still think you should bring back dollar dogs, but we Philly fans like to throw shit. So whatever. And then Tuesday's Jackie Robinson Day. So that should be a great day as well to honor Jackie Robinson and everything he brought to the game of baseball and defying the race barrier. So that's all we have for you guys tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow. Again, it's Jesus Luzardo on the mound for us tomorrow. Excited to see what he can do against the Braves, but that's all I have, guys. So we're going to go ahead and send it out here. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And everybody, have a good night. See ya.
The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone. It is gone. It is Bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe. Go follow.